Okay, do you want to move it?
Do you like that close? A little bit more this way.
Oh no?
Hi, this is Masheyat
And this is Janey, Imaani.
and welcome to Emotional Awareness. And on this episode, I'll be asking my sister questions that me and my 20-year-old something friends have sent in.
Yes, and most of my clients are in their 20s, and I have clients in their 30s and 40s as well. So this should be interesting. So what do you have for me?
How is it different being in the 20s now compared to when you were in your 20s?
Thanks, Moj. So I'm not in my 20s anymore. I'm 33 and she's 24, so there's a 10-year age gap between us. I do think one of the biggest differences, and you probably all know this, is definitely social media and seeing people that look like you. So I feel like when I was your age, you know, obviously Instagram wasn't around then, and I only saw like Caucasian white people on screen, but now I feel like there's so many more women of color. Like I feel like you look at girls that kind of look like you. They're brown, black hair and all that kind of stuff. And for people that are my age, I think it was only TV, and TV kind of really selected who's on there, obviously, right?
And how did that impact you?
I think you're left feeling that white is better, you know, or white is more beautiful, and that's the way to be. And it gets reinforced at home as well in many ways, because we're so obsessed with light-skinned in South Asian community. I went to see Black Panther the other day, and they were like dark-skinned black women with short hair. I mean, things are so different, you know, like my daughter's generation, she's 10, one of them's 10 and the other one's 8. They are gonna see women of a different color that I feel like I didn't necessarily see 10, 12 years ago. So that's definitely one good thing that has definitely changed in the 10 years between us.
Are the biggest challenges 20-something-year-olds face?
Actually, what do you think are the biggest challenges that 20-something-year-olds face now?
I think there's been such a massive spread in social media that I compare myself to people that I don't even know.
I see you on social media and you have access to all these people and
Everyone, yeah. It's like normal people becoming famous. I feel like you feel pressured to prove yourself to other people that you don't even know.
And I think that's one of the saddest things with the clients that I work with. Even when I say to them, oh, you know what, why don't you take a month off of social media? The way they react, it's like they're going to disappear as a human being if they're not on social media. Like I remember when I worked with an 18-year-old and she said to me, if it wasn't recorded and it's not on social media, then it's not even worth happening. Like what's the point that I went to that concert and I went to the park? If it's not on social media, then it's not even real. Not that 30-something-year-olds right now don't feel that way, they do. I think it's affecting us as well, but it is a little bit different when it affects you when you're a little bit older, then because right now your brain is still being formed and it hasn't solidified yet. So I do think it's harder in that way. Feel the pressure? Like you feel...
I feel the pressure, yeah. Like I only moved to America like maybe 6 months ago. Everyone's always like to me, so what do you do? What do you do? And I'm like, chill out. Let me get my green card first. Like, you know?
Yeah. Like they want you to know, right? It's like they want you to know.
They want me to have my life figured out. And people are asking me, when are you gonna have a kid?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
I ask her that too sometimes. I really want a niece, but okay, I won't ask you that.
But yeah, and then I look at people like Michelle Obama, who had her first kid when she was maybe mid-30s, I think. So she probably lived her life as much as she could when she was younger, done everything she wanted to do, and then she focused on her family, then she focused on her future. And then you compare that to maybe someone like Kylie Jenner, where she's really young, she's still doing what she wants to do even with a baby. And I think with that, like, social media makes you want to grow up sooner or later depending on who you follow.
I mean, the people that you follow, do they make you feel worse about yourself or do they make you feel better about yourself?
Definitely worse than better, but they also probably give me the potential to maybe be who I can be, because I know they're normal people that are doing well. But generally speaking, probably worse, because it's so easy to compare yourself to other people. So all you do when you're scrolling through is compare yourself to the people that are doing really well in life.
That's so true, right? That's what happens. Like you go through social media and then like, you're feeling really good about yourself, then you go through social media and you're like, oh man, I want that. Like, oh shit, maybe I'm not doing that well. So that's funny then, because I feel that way too, and I know that my clients who are in their 30s and 40s, social media has that impact on them as well. So it's not just in your 20s, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's like I don't know, dad probably goes through Facebook and thinks like that, you know?
We should ask mum and dad. Yeah. Mum and dad, do you feel that way too?
What is the biggest mistake you see 20-something-year-olds do?
They say things like, oh, I'm already too old and I should be successful already. I should already be married. I should know what I'm passionate about. Like, there's a lot of pressure to know what you're passionate about. And one of the things I have to do is take that pressure away from them and be like 20s should be about being curious. It should be about trying to find a mentor. It should be about learning, not succeeding. Like, you shouldn't be like, I should have succeeded by the time I'm 20 already. Because I remember when I was in my 20s something, I wanted to be successful while I was still in my 20s because I was so scared about getting older. So it's almost like, you got to be young and successful because that's cool. Aren't you scared of getting older? Like, how do you feel about, because we could talk about age as well. Like, I was terrified of getting older.
I already feel like I'm getting older, and then...
How old are you?
Okay.
She's 24, I'm 33. That's the type of stuff I have to deal with every day.
Okay, but this is what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm 24 and I feel like I'm getting older and I need to have so much of my life figured out.
Okay, I'll ask you the question now. What's the biggest mistake you've made in... I feel like the question sounds a bit ridiculous, but okay. Now that you're 24,
yeah.
What's the biggest mistake you've made so far? And you could do it from 16 to 24.
Okay, so, I mean, it's not something I regret at all, but I was someone that would always say yes to everything. I would hate to let people down. I would be someone that would always want to please people. Exactly like Monica from Friends. She would hate it if people disliked it. She couldn't stand it. I don't think I'm like that anymore after watching your How Not to Care About Others video. If you haven't watched it, by the way, check it out. It's a 5-part series. It's really good.
Thanks for the plug, mate.
But after spending time with you and after spending time with my partner, because he's also a very chill person, I don't care as much about what other people think about me. Whereas before, I was forced to do things I didn't want to do, but
you wanted people to like you?
Because I wanted people to like me. Yeah,
she's so desperate to be liked, that's the truth. But it did work out though. I used to get her to do everything I needed. Everybody, it was easy to get what you needed from her, right? Yeah. It was easy. If you asked her to do something, she'd do it. And so in a way, it's funny. And seeing her change, it's a bit like, oh God, she's still this famous for me. Even though I want her to grow, right?
Yeah, I can't say no to people. And slowly, I think I'm changing, or I think I'm becoming a bit more carefree. I would force myself to do things I didn't want to do, but at that time, I would want to do it because I wanted to please people. So my happiness laid on what others thought about me rather than what I thought about myself.
Do you think that's changing now? A little bit?
That's definitely changing now. Obviously, I do care what other people think of me. It's natural to do so. But I don't think I care as much, or I care more about what my close friends and family think about me rather than external people.
I always worry about you because I think, how are you going to do the things that you need to do for your life and build your career if you're so busy doing 800 favours for
everyone else, right?
Everyone else, the whole goddamn planet. Even though I kind of appreciate the flavours you do for me.
What's the biggest mistake you made in your 20s?
Okay. Okay, then I'm gonna be honest. When I think about it, I think I spent a lot of time worrying about what I look like. I remember it dictating so much of my life. So if I felt like I looked nice, I would have a good day. If I looked in the mirror and I felt like I was getting a little bit of weight, I would have a bad day. It took over so much of how I felt and also what I wanted to do and the time that I spent. So I would spend thinking about it. I would spend money on making sure that I looked nicer. I could pretend to be healthy. I mean, that's the thing about being healthy. When you're doing it, you're pretending like you're healthy, but you're really doing it because you're insecure. Like, that's why I'm eating 3 salads a day and smoothie. You know, like, that's the thing. You can cover your whole eating disorder, you know, that I have one, but up with pretending to be healthy. So I feel like I spend too much energy, and I know that my clients do that too. Because women, you know, I feel like if you feel like you're pretty, then you'll be more lovable. That's what it comes down to. I didn't know that at the time. I know that now after studying psychology, that's why I wanted to, that's why I concentrate so much on being beautiful.
Even now though, when I put in effort, my mood changes, right?
That's true. But then sometimes you can put in effort and then you still feel like you don't look nice.
That's the worst feeling.
Okay, well. First of all, can I just say, she's got lashes on, she's all done up and everything. Does she look like...
I wasn't gonna wear lashes. My other sister told me to.
I was like, you might as well look nice.
But I still care about
yeah, you still care.
I 100%
care.
I think people are gonna watch.
Yeah, because I think people are gonna watch the video and be like, these girls obviously made a lot of effort.
How do you feel about getting older?
Okay, how do I feel about getting older? I have to tell you that when I was 23, I was more scared about getting older than at 33. Because I'm actually 10 years older, right? It's funny. But now, not so much. I wouldn't say I care more. It's because I remember making a decision in my 20s, like, okay, I gotta stop caring so much about the way that I look. Instead of being about me, creating something that's about other people, I have to do something that doesn't, like, beauty is going to go over time, and so I have to build something that doesn't decrease over time, that increases. And I think that's part of the reason why I went to psychology. The older you get, the wiser you get, and it's something that I can build over time. So no, I wouldn't say I feel so bad anymore.
Do you feel bad about hanging out with people that are younger than you?
It depends on who it is. Like, sometimes there are some young people that make you, you know, people in their 20s that make you feel like being old is like the worst thing ever. So they have shame about it themselves and they will diss you for being older. And I remember doing that as well, because I guess I was so afraid of being older. So it depends on who it is, but you can do. If you definitely have an age thing, then it can be. And if they disrespect you for being older, then it can do, which I do think a lot of young people do. I don't see you doing it, but I have definitely seen a lot of that.
What do you think the negotiables and non-negotiables should be for 20-something-year-olds?
Okay, that's a really good question. And I think it's one of those questions that I definitely get all my clients to figure out for themselves. Like, I could not define it for people at all. You know, if you are 20-something-year-old and you're watching this, like, I would really like them to think about, what are your rules around, say, sex, drugs, alcohol, like, what do you believe is okay? Like, how many drinks is okay? When do you believe in sex before marriage? And if you do, then when is it okay to sleep with a guy? Like, I, you know, hate to be so crude, but I really do think that's one of the things that just not knowing and not consciously thinking about what your values are is what's causing a lot of problems. It's one of those things that I wish each 20-something-year-old would sit there and think about what they think is okay and not okay.
And I think it's very important to know your limits. It's easier to do something if you've already done it. So you do it once and okay, you feel really bad about doing it. But then the next time you do it, you don't feel as bad, and then the time after that you don't feel as bad, and then so on. And then it comes to a point where it's okay, it's not really a big deal.
Yeah, that's a really good one, actually, knowing what your limits are. Like, at least try to figure out what your non-negotiables are then, right? Like, what is your limit? If you consciously think about something, it's very different from then you kind of going with the flow because your friends are doing it. You feel less bad about it. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to do more of these videos where we get deeper, and if you guys have questions as well, you can send it to us. And that's it. So make sure you like, subscribe and share, and take care. Bye.
I think I should say something.
Okay.
Wait.
Remember, look at the lens and not yourself.
Okay. Question 1. This is gonna, okay, so what question do I say? I'll be asking my sister some questions that me and all my 20-year-olds something think. Mom, I'm filming. Mom, I'll call you back, okay? Hello? I'm not gonna put that in because she's gonna get so offended.